Hi children, how are you all? Welcome back to Maths class. Today we are moving to our next chapter. What is our next chapter? It is subtraction. Okay, what do you mean by subtraction? Subtraction means to take away. Okay, what is subtraction? Subtraction is to take away. For example, I have 5 pebbles in my hand. Are you able to see that? See, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I have 5 pebbles in my hand. Okay, one of my friends came and asked me, can you give me 2 pebbles? Of course, you will give, right? It is your friend, so you will give 2 pebbles to him. Okay, so I gave 2 pebbles to my friend. So how many are there with my hand? How many pebbles left with me? I have, say, 1, 2, 3. How many pebbles left? 3 pebbles left. Initially I was having 5 pebbles and again I took 2 pebbles and I gave it to my friend. And how many are left? 3. This is called subtraction. To take away things is called subtraction. Okay. The answer we get after subtraction is called difference. Do you remember in addition it was called sum. In subtraction it is called difference. It is called what? Difference. D-I-F-F-E-R-E-N-C-E. Difference. Okay, now let's see a simple subtraction. Okay. Number 23 minus 11. Okay. While doing addition, we used to do it from ones place. Right? Same way in addition, subtraction, we are doing the ones place first. See, in ones place we have 2 digits. Which are they? 3 and 1. We have to subtract 1 from 3. Okay. So, 3 in mind and 1 in hand. In subtraction, we are doing backward counting. Okay. In subtraction, we are doing backward counting. So, 3 in mind and 1 in hand. Before 3 it is 2. Before 3, 2. So, 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay. Now, we move on to the next place. Which is the next place? Tens place. In tens place we have the digits 2 and 1. We have to keep the first number. That is 2 in mind and 1 in hand. Again we have to do the backward counting. Okay, so before 2, 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So the answer is 12. And this answer is called what? Difference. D-I-F-F-E-R-E-N-C-E. Difference. Okay, so now let's see some properties of subtraction. In addition, we have seen some properties. Same way in subtraction also we have some properties. First one is subtracting 0. Okay, we are going to subtract 0. We are going to subtract 0. What will happen? What will happen if we subtract the 0? Suppose I have 2 pebbles in my hand. Okay, and my mom told me you can keep it with you. Don't share it with anyone. So I have 2 pebbles with me and I don't have to share it with anyone. That is, sharing is or takeaway is 0. So I have remaining 2 pebbles in my hand. Got it? I have 2 pebbles in my hand, and my mom told me you don't have it to give it to anyone. You can keep it with you always. So is there any takeaway? No. I can keep the pebbles with me. So takeaway is 0. So the remaining will be the number 2 itself. So while subtracting 0, we will get the number itself. For example, you have 21 minus 0. Okay, ones place, tens place, and you are subtracting 1 and 0. 1 in mind, 0 in hand. Is there any backward counting happening? No, there is nothing to take away. There is nothing to reduce. So 1 itself, and here there is no number, so we can write it down. So 21. So any number subtracting 0, we will get the number itself. Okay, now let's see a next problem. That is subtracting itself. Subtracting itself. What do you mean by itself? Itself means subtracting the number, same number. If you subtract a number with the same number, you will get the answer 0. Can we take the same example? Had 2 pebbles in my hand. My friend came and he asked me, can you give me 2 pebbles? So I said, okay, I'll give you 2 pebbles. So I gave 2 pebbles to my friend. Okay, so the takeaway is 2. I had 2 pebbles in my hand and I gave 2 pebbles to my friend. Is there anything remaining in my hand? No, it is 0. So by subtracting the number itself, we will get the answer 0. Okay. For example, 11 minus 11. Ones place, tens place. Okay, first we are subtracting the digits in ones place. In ones place we have 1 and 1. 1 in mind, 1 in hand. Backward counting. Before 1, which number comes before 1? It is 0. So 0. Okay. Here also. Now we move on to next place. That is tens place. In tens place also we have 2 digits. Which are they? 1 and 1. 1 in mind, 1 in hand. We have to do what? Children, keep in mind, while subtracting, we are doing backward counting. While subtracting, we have to do backward counting. Okay. So, 1 in mind, 1 in hand. Which number comes just before 1? That is 0. So, subtracting number by itself will get the answer as 0. And this answer is called what? Difference. D-I-F-F-E-R-E-N-C-E. Difference. Okay. So, now let's move on to our next problem. What is that? Subtracting by 1. Subtracting 1. Subtracting 1. What will happen if we subtract 1? Let's see. Okay. We have 3. I have 3 bubbles in my hand. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 pebbles in my hand. And I am going to subtract 1. That is, I am going to give 1 pebble to my friend. And I gave. How many are there? 1, 2. Is there any difference? Can you see any relation? I was having 3. When I gave 1, it became 2. Children, in subtracting we are doing backward counting. So, while subtracting 1, we will get the number just before the given number. Which number comes just before 3? Just before 3 is 2. So, I was having 3 pebbles. When I took 1, became 2. So, the number just before 3 is 2. So, while subtracting 1, we will get the number just before the given number. Okay. Let's see an example. 23 minus 1. Okay, 1's place and 10's place. We have to do subtraction in 1's place first. Okay. So, 1's place we have 3 and 1. 3 in mind, 1 in hand. Okay. The number we have to do backward counting. So, the number just before 3 is 2. 2. And there is no number over here. So, we can bring down this number. So, 2. Children, here it is 23. And by subtracting 1 from 23, we got 22. The number, just before 23 is 22. So, by subtracting 1, we will get the number just before the given number. Here, the given number is 23. The number just before 23 is 22. See, that is the difference that we got. The answer is called what? The difference. So, the difference is 22. Okay. So, now let's do some exercise. First one is 7 minus 0. Do you remember what we have learned? Subtracting 0. When we subtract 0 from a number, we will get the number itself. Here we have to subtract 7 minus 0. We have 7 and what we have to subtract? 0. So 7 in mind, 0 in hand. Backward counting. Is there anything to count? No. So the answer is the number that we have in our mind, that is 7 itself. Okay. Now let's do another one. Minus 1 is 45. We have to find out which number is this. Did you remember the rule? Subtracting 1. What is that? While subtracting 1, we will get the number just before the given number. So the answer we got is 45. And we have to find from which we have reduced 1. Right? So that for easy, we can find the number which comes after 45. Which number comes after 45? After 45 is 46. Okay. What is 46 minus 1? 1's place and 10's place. 6 in mind and 1 in hand. The number just before 6 is 5. and here we can bring down this number. So 45. So this is what we got, 45. And we are reducing 1 from which number? 46. So 46 minus 1 is 45. While subtracting 1, we will get the number just before the even number. Which number comes just before 46? This 45. So, if you get a question like this, for you to understand easily, or for you to find out the answer, just write the number which comes after the answer. Here the difference or the answer is 45, and we have to find out from which number we have reduced 1. For that, just add 1 to the difference. So, you will get the number. Okay. Now, 99 minus equals 99. Here, we got the answer as 99. 99 minus some number. We don't know the number, but we got the difference as 99. Okay. We have studied a rule. The first thing we have done anything, subtracting 0 will get the number itself. So 99 minus which number gives the answer itself? It should be 0. So children, today we have learned subtraction and properties of subtraction. So thank you children. See you in next class.